You versus you, competing with yourself. When it comes to personal growth and developing new habits, it's essential to focus on competing with yourself rather than comparing yourself to others. By striving to outperform your previous habits, you can create lasting change and growth without the pressure of trying to become a master overnight. The human brain is incredibly adaptable, and it's possible to change your habits and behaviors relatively quickly with consistent effort. By focusing on making incremental improvements and outperforming your past habits, you can create new, automatic behaviors that align with our goals and aspirations. Pushing through. The more you study and apply gamification to your life, the more you will see that the greatest hack you can do in your game is elevate your character stats as much as possible. Radical shifts happen when you push through. I recently read a quote from Elon Musk in which he said, "You need to figure out how to do your 10-year plan in 6 months." This really resonated with me. Your game isn't about speed because you can't determine your game's total speed or length. You can, however, always work on speeding up how quickly you pass your levels. You can constantly push yourself to level up. If you build your vision and reverse engineer a condensed plan of steps to get you where you want to be in a shorter amount of time, there's a high likelihood that the actual timeline won't match. Only the universe has control over your timeline. But by pushing yourself through accelerated steps, you will grow. You'll then arrive where you want to be faster than if you hadn't pushed yourself. Why wouldn't you want to do that? This series will require you to work. It will push you to push yourself. If you complete this series and follow my approach to life, you'll get where you want to go much more quickly than if you didn't plan, hustle, and put in the work. I love hustle. Where I'm going energizes me. I hope where you are going energizes you too. You will be lit up by how much your character is accomplished. This kind of character work is so energizing and rewarding. You versus you. In the game of life, you are not playing against anyone when you are playing and learning life lessons that get you closer to your end goal. It is always you versus you. Other people are not having the same experience in the game, even if they are around you in your game. You may learn lessons through or with other people, but their game is theirs, and your game is yours. How they integrate and process their levels and lessons is unique to their experience. External competition versus internal creation. Focus on your own game. In the game of life, it's easy to get distracted by external competition, measuring yourself against others, trying to outperform, outshine, or keep up. But the real key to leveling up lies in using competition strategically, not allowing it to control your focus. While it's natural to look at others and feel a sense of competition, the most powerful moves come from within, from focusing on your internal creation and personal growth. External competition can be a source of motivation. When you see others achieving, you might feel a spark to push harder, aim higher, and prove what you are capable of. This is healthy when used correctly, not to diminish others or to become obsessed with their paths, but to inspire yourself to reach new heights in your own journey. Internal creation is about honing in on what truly matters to you. It's about building your unique path, defining your own vision, and crafting the life that aligns with who you are. When you focus on internal creation, you're not distracted by what others are doing. Instead, you use external circumstances as a catalyst to fuel your growth and creativity. Picture this. In the game of life, each player has their own character, their own strengths, skills, and unique quests. Your journey isn't meant to mirror anyone else's. Your purpose is to develop your abilities and write your own story. While you may glance over at other players for inspiration, your real progress happens when you return your focus to your game, your challenges, and your unique potential. So, use others as motivation, but don't get sidetracked. Let their achievements remind you of what's possible, but keep your eyes on your own quest. The goal is not just to compete with others, but to become the best version of yourself. In your game of life, you set the rules. By combining the right amount of external inspiration with deep internal focus, you empower yourself to reach your highest potential and win your game. Being selfish, a redefined concept. We need to move back to a structure of improving oneself and then enter the world as the best version of ourselves. Thinking you can show up and the world is going to empathize or fix us is what is sinking us. Self-responsibility is crucial. The concept of being selfish has been misconstrued in our society. Instead of only focusing on our own needs, you should strive to become the best version of ourselves. Use others as motivation. Don't compete with others, but always show them when they are wrong about you. You always hear about how you should not do something just to prove to someone else that you can do it. I think that's a fallacy. When your character steps into a new arena, you're going to experience resistance from people around you. You can use this as an opportunity to take back your control. Resistance doesn't have to be negative. You can transmute it. Take this energy and use it as fuel to build up your character. Take the bricks people throw at you, pick them up, and use them as your fuel. Wherever you can get a drive in life, take it. Maybe someone breaks your heart, and you want to show them how good you are. Why can't that be your fuel? Other people use your energy all the time. Taking this energy and building yourself up with it is a way of taking back your control. I look at this process as truly harnessing your energy to augment your drive. There isn't anything wrong with why you're driven. It's only important that whatever drives you inspires you. I met resistance from other people at some points in my life. Sometimes, when you face resistance from others, it brings up our self-doubt, and you question if you are good enough. Many of these moments led to my pushing through even harder. I told myself, I am going to do better and be better. I am going to achieve this. I used this resistance to prove that I was good enough. You can too. In the end, it's not about proving anything to anyone else. It's about taking the opportunity as inspiration and proving you to yourself. Remember, you don't have any other opponents in your game. Your game is about you versus you. In the game of life, you are the player and the creator of your destiny. Each of these strategies, qualifying yourself, overcoming naysayers, focusing on internal creation, redefining selfishness, and using others as motivation, are your tools to master your game. Remember, the only competition that truly matters is with the version of yourself you were yesterday. Keep leveling up, stay focused on your unique path, and use every experience as a chance to grow. The game is yours to play. Make it extraordinary. Keep playing to win, and trust that every move you make is taking you closer to becoming the ultimate champion in your own game of life. Passing levels. Because your game is your own, and you are the only one in your game, your intention is not to beat others, as in try to pass them into the game of life. Sometimes, you need to rise above others in the physical world to get to your next level, take on your next challenges, or arrive at your next door opening. However, even when you are rising above others, you are not competing with or against them. You pass other people to win your next level. This process is not about them. It's not personal. Everyone must pass levels doing their own work in their own game. Passing people is part of playing your game in the physical world. You can't all go together, and you certainly can't carry anyone with you. You can't see your next level until you pass the one you are on. Rising above other people and leveling up is about you getting to what's on your next level in your game. If they make this about them, that's on them. Competing versus creating life is not meant to be a battlefield. You're either creating or competing. Just as you can't suck and blow at the same time, you cannot create and compete at the same time. To be a creator in your game, you must decide to keep your energy focused on yourself. Strategies are about helping your character use smart decisions to navigate. They're also about being prepared so your journey is easeful and designed to ensure you fulfill your soul's purpose. All good strategies are based on a you versus you model because your best strategies are focused on creating, not competing. If you look around and see everyone behind you, or still at the beginning of their game, it's a sign that you are progressing in yours. Don't worry about beating anyone. Congratulate yourself on moving closer to your soul's purpose. You are creating, leveling up, and doing what you need to do to become the best version of yourself. Remember, In the game of life, every action you take and every step you push through moves your character closer to its highest potential. Your ambition drives your character forward, but how you play is what determines your success. Focus on elevating your character stats, showing up fully as yourself, and continuously learning to attract the right opportunities and people into your game. Compete with no one but yourself, and remember that leveling up is about your growth, not about beating others. This game is yours to play and win. Keep creating, keep learning, and keep moving forward with intention, knowing that every move is taking you closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Your character is meant to advance, and your ambition is the power that propels you to new heights. Embrace it and play with everything you've got. Be you to become a master. Be authentically unique. Not only is it okay to be different, it's great to be different. Setting yourself apart from everyone else is the fastest way for you to move beyond the herd. Being different is a sign that you have a greater connection to your purpose. When you are yourself and are not suppressing your true nature, you are more aligned and better able to connect with everything related to your purpose. You will find your people, the people who energetically align with you, beyond the herd. Even when you are surrounded by people who are more aligned with you, you'll never need to look to them for inspiration when you are connected to your soul purpose. The quickest way to connect with your soul purpose is to identify what you already enjoy and what you are naturally inclined to do. Let me tell you a story from my real estate life. When I began in real estate, I tried very hard to fit in. I tried to fit the mold by dressing and acting like other agents. I tried to never say the wrong thing. I didn't tell anyone I spent my free time reading about everything from spirituality to magic. I was very restrained and cautious in my speech. Although business always went well, I wasn't building true connections. When I became sick a few years later and eventually returned to real estate, I stopped worrying about pleasing people. I started dressing in styles and colors that represented me, not an image of what others thought I should be. I started talking about what I was reading, from ACIM to cannabis. Not so surprisingly, I started attracting clients I could connect with. They even began calling me family. Now, I don't hide what I love to do. I've embraced it knowing that when I properly reflect myself to the world, I instantly connect with the right people. This also saves a lot of time in the game of life, as you cut out all the time of connecting with the wrong people and going through life lessons that you could deem unnecessary if you called the right people in to match you properly from the start, simply by reflecting out the most accurate version of your you. Level complete. You have just leveled up. Continue to the next lesson.